Hey there, I'm Jake Snyder, attorney at law, and you're watching the Asheville Legal Videocast. Today I want to talk about construction liens and material liens. Now, if you're a contractor or a subcontractor doing construction work, chances are good you've been burnt a time or two when the owner or some upstream contractor decides they're not going to pay you for the work that you've done. Now, fortunately, as a materialman or a carpenter, you have a very powerful and useful legal tool at your disposal in this situation, and it's what I call the materialman's lien. And it's basically something akin to like a mini mortgage that you get to put on the property that you worked on in order to secure the debt that remains outstanding. And this lien is powerful for several reasons. And the first reason is that it puts a cloud on the title of the owner of the real property. And let me tell you, if they are trying to sell that property, they are going to want to get it off of there lickety-split. Now, the second is that by virtue of filing the lien, you manage to do what's called securing your debt. In essence, that's what it means that it's like a mini mortgage, okay? This debt is now a secured debt. That means if they file for bankruptcy, you get to get in line for the proceeds ahead of the other creditors when this asset, if and when this asset ends up getting sold. And the third thing is that if you manage to actually bring a successful lawsuit and prove that the debt is owed, you can actually then proceed to foreclose on the property in order to have your debt satisfied. Now, the important thing to remember, though, with materialman's liens is that you need to respect the deadlines. You have to act fast, okay? And the first deadline that you need to know is that you have to get that lien on file within 120 days in North Carolina, within 120 days of the last date that you were working on the job. This is very important, okay? And you not only have to get the lien filed with the court, you also have to get it served on the right people. There's also a follow-up deadline. It's 180 days from the same date in order to file a lawsuit to actually enforce the lien, otherwise it goes away. So these are important dates that you need to learn, commit to memory, and keep them in mind. Now, sometimes some contractors like to take care of the lien filing process for themselves, and if you really know what you're doing, that may work for you where you're dealing directly with the owner. But I'll tell you right now, if you are downstream from the owner, meaning that you're at least 2 contracts removed from the owner, you're not in direct privity of contract with the owner of the property, it gets a lot more complex. You have to file something called a claim of lien on funds first before you can actually attach to the real property. And you have to make sure that you name all the correct parties. And in some situations, you even have to name what's called a lien agent. And a lot of this information may be available on the permit for the construction job you worked on. Now, this is a lot to try to get under control and to understand, especially if you've got a deadline breathing down your neck. And one of the best things that you can absolutely do in this situation is give our law firm a call, because we know these laws, we know where to file, and we can make sure that all of your paperwork is processed and handled correctly. All it takes is a quick phone call to find out if filing a construction lien is going to be a useful tool for you to be able to collect the funds that you're owed. Thank you.